My only question for you is, Andrew, is why did you want 6 rounds and not agree to the 10? Because you don't have the gas tank. Why did you want a weight clause? Because you're not big enough. You're not strong enough. Why do you want your venue, your city, your everything? Why are these the questions that nobody's asking you? We all know the answer to them. We just don't want to say it because you're surrounded by a bunch of yes men.
Sneako gave his opinion on the Andrew Tate versus Chase DeMoor match, saying Tate will win easily.
Does he beat Chase DeMoor?
I think he does crush him. I think it's an easy fight for him. I like Chase. I want Chase to do well, but overall, I don't think Andrew Tate would take a fight that he wouldn't be guaranteed almost to win.
In his view, this isn't a competitive fight at all. He sees it as another carefully chosen opportunity where Tate steps into the ring only when the odds are firmly stacked in his favor. Sneako made it clear that while he had no personal issue with DeMoor and even wished him well, he was convinced the fight would end with Tate overwhelming him without much resistance.
Andrew Tate is back. Back on Misfits, he's fighting.
He's the CEO apparently. It seems like they're trying to set something up with KSI in the future, so yeah, that's cool to see that.
You still call Tate? Do you still speak to him? I know you had a relationship earlier, I think it was like 2023, you were kind of hanging out with him.
It sounded a little gay.
No, not relationship, but like friendship.
No, we were never friends. I mean, I knew him a little bit, but no, it is what it is. He's doing his thing, I'm doing my thing.
That confidence wasn't limited to Sneako on loan. Around the same time, Adam Ross also made his stance public, reinforcing the same narrative from a slightly different angle. As someone closely tied to Tate, Ross framed the matchup as one-sided based on experience, composure, and mindset. He suggested that Tate's competitive edge goes far beyond physical skills, pointing to years of discipline and focus that he believes DeMoor simply can't match. Ross even floated the idea of attending the event himself, especially if other familiar names from the crossover boxing scene showed up, adding another layer of hype to an already buzzing event.
Does he beat Chase DeMoor?
Obviously. I mean, it's not going to even be close. I heard, I don't know if we can put this in there, but Chibu was fucking up Chase DeMoor in a spar, which, wow. And that's crazy. And by the way, Chibu's an excellent fighter. Don't get it fucked up now, but that's fucking crazy. So, yeah, I mean, it's not going to be close. I mean, at all. Andrew's obviously going to finish him. And then hopefully we see Andrew fight KSI next. That's the one that everyone wants to see, for sure.
Be good. Would you go to that?
I'll pull up to that one.
You will come.
I'll go to that one. It'll probably be what? Dubai, probably? Yeah. I'll go to that. If they fight, I'll pull up to that for sure. That'd be a good fight.
You went to Dubai to meet him before, didn't you?
I've been to Dubai. The first time. That's right. Mm-hmm. I was in Dubai a few years back, so I'll definitely pull back up again for sure. I would love to. Mam's invited me to this fight next month, but again, we're not gonna, I'm not gonna go to that one, but I'll definitely go to one for sure eventually.
Well, Misfits have got their event.
Still, not everyone sees it that way. DeMoor's supporters continue to push back, arguing that Tate's long absence from boxing could be the deciding factor. 5 years away from the ring is no small thing, and they believe that timing, conditioning under pressure, and sharpness can fade faster than people expect. For them, ring rust isn't a minor concern, it's the wild card that could flip the fight upside down. All of this debate sits against the backdrop of a confirmed date and location that finally gave the matchup a concrete shape. The bout between Andrew Tate and Chase DeMoor is scheduled for Saturday, December 20th, 2025 in Dubai. Branded as MF Mania, the fight before Christmas, the event represents Tate's first appearance under the Misfits boxing banner and his first competitive fight since 2020. The card is planned to stream exclusively on Rumble Premium, further signaling that this won't be a typical influencer boxing night, but a carefully curated spectacle.
Severely injure you. I am the guy that's coming to put you away for good.
We just like nice. Although I am going to be, from the bottom of my heart, all bullshit aside, all bravado aside, even though you just threatened a man with 4 children with brain damage, I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, hope you get up and you're perfectly good at it. That's what I hope.
I hope you wake up in the hospital.
Well, that's the difference in our characters, and we're going to see which one God rewards.
Well, we don't want to talk about character tonight, buddy. Let's just be honest about that. Your ex-girlfriend is literally in my DMs.
This new generation of people don't understand the lines. Karma is real. Wishing genuine harm on people or insulting people's coaches or doing these terribly things.
Your coach is about it.
You end up paying the price. And we're going to see on the night.
Fraud.
I promise you, continue to disrespect me. Unfortunately for you, you're not going to have a career after.
I'm the heavyweight champion. I do what I want. You do what I say.
Despite the long layoff, betting lines and general sentiment have leaned heavily in Tate's direction. His background as a former kickboxing world champion continues to carry weight, even years after his last official bout. That reputation, combined with his online presence and polarizing persona, has turned the fight into something bigger than a simple title challenge. The trash talk, power plays, and public statements have all become part of the selling point. From Tate's side, the framing of the fight has been unapologetically self-centered. He has positioned the matchup as a favor rather than a challenge, portraying DeMoor as a beneficiary of his star power. In his eyes, the event exists because of him, not the belt or the champion standing across the ring. He's made it known that he believes he could swap out his opponent at any time and still draw a massive audience, a belief that reflects how highly he values his own pull in the combat sports world.
There's a scenario where I knock out KSI. There's a scenario where I knock out anyone on the planet. He's an idiot. I tried to be nice to him a few times on Twitter when he was fighting and tried to show him respect, and he just replied stupid, asinine bullshit. I don't think he's a bad person. I think he's a little bit low IQ. Like, I tried to be his friend, and he was just retarded. From then on out, I got a big pile of money out and decided to take his company from him, which I've done. So now he's lost his company, so I'm sure he's upset about that. But hopefully, you know, there's a point in the future where he can come to his senses and realize that, you know, there's nothing to actually fight about. I have nothing against the guy. I don't know the guy. I just think he's a bit simple. KSI annoyed me. I wanted to take his company, and once I took his company, I was always going to make Misfits the biggest thing. Then I thought, you know, let me get in there and do it myself. Put my money where my mouth is. So things just came together. It was Providence. It all worked out, and I'm very excited for the upcoming fight. Everything is doable. It's a big, beautiful world full of opportunity and possibility. I've given nobody a chance now because, you know, it's good to build up the profile of Misfits as a whole, and he's a Misfits fighter. So I've given nobody a chance, but when he's out the way, there's going to be some much bigger names.
DeMoor hasn't accepted that narrative quietly. Instead, he's pushed back by accusing Tate of trying to dictate every aspect of the fight, from tone to terms. While acknowledging Tate's history and name value, DeMoor has remained firm in his belief that none of that will matter once the fight starts. For him, this isn't about gratitude or opportunity, it's about proving himself against someone many consider untouchable. Behind the scenes, Tate has been intent on showing that his return isn't casual. In recent months, he has constantly spoken about staying in peak shape year-round, but his training footage has underlined that this camp is more intense than many expected. Reports of him sparring multiple partners in a single session and pushing through injuries have fed into the image of someone taking this comeback seriously. At the same time, he's balancing a new role within Misfits Boxing as a combat executive officer, a move that has quietly reshaped the company's internal dynamics.
My only question for you is, Andrew, is why did you want 6 rounds and not agree to the 10? Because you don't have the gas tank. Why did you want a weight clause? Because you're not big enough. You're not strong enough. Why do you want your venue, your city, your everything? Why are these the questions that nobody's asking you? We all know the answer to them. We just don't want to say it because you're surrounded by a bunch of yes men.
Top G.
Oh, you want me to answer?
Sure.
Why did the A side make rules for the fight?
And why are you A-side in my title defense?
No one gives a
What?
fuck about you, Chase.
Apparently enough to win a lot of championships and to get a fight with you.
We didn't really talk about this.
Doesn't answer the rounds question. You see that? Fraud.
That shift in leadership has fueled speculation that Tate's presence may have played a role in pushing KSI away from his own promotion. Whether intentional or not, the change has generated fresh storylines leading into December. Tate has even hinted that this fight is just the beginning, revealing plans to compete as many as 10 times in the following year. If he gets past DeMoor, he sees this bout not just as a finale, but as a launch pad. Away from the gym, Tate has also stayed active on the business side. He recently shared his thoughts on how business in Dubai compares to places like England, emphasizing how simple and efficient it is to build companies in his current home. Observant viewers noticed a black eye in those videos, more pronounced than in earlier footage, yet already healing. To many, it was a visual reminder of the physical toll of preparation and how quickly his body seems to be responding to the grind of camp.
What's a $6 million card to the top G, right?
I know you have no money.
You charge a bunch of beta males online $50 a month to read crap that I could tell them off of ChatGPT for free. You're a fraud.
Am I going to allow our champion to lie to all of our people at home who spend hard-earned money to watch this press conference? You might get a disciplinary for that.
Maybe they should just scam
I might have to
people like
send
you
you a
do.
letter, Chase.
Ponzi
Don't
schemes.
lie to people anymore.
Pay me
Tell the truth.
$50 to tell you guys that you are men and you should struggle in life and women will leave you.
Those same posts added fuel to speculation about potential opponents beyond this fight. Names like KSI, Darren Till, and Jake Paul have already been thrown around by fans, imagining how Tate's planned run through 2026 could look. Each of those potential matchups represents massive commercial value, reinforcing the idea that Tate is thinking several steps ahead, regardless of how December turns out. One lingering question, however, continues to hover over the event. The official promotional material notably excluded DAZN, which is traditionally partnered with Misfits Boxing. That omission sparked confusion among fans unsure whether exactly the fight would air. Even so, uncertainty around broadcasting hasn't slowed interest. If anything, the mystery has amplified attention, especially given Tate's enormous fan base and DeMoor's steady rise within the heavyweight division. Across the ring, DeMoor enters with momentum of his own. As the reigning Misfits heavyweight champion, he carries a record of 3 wins, 1 loss, and no draws within the promotion, alongside experience in professional boxing outside the influencer circuit. Winning and defending the belt transformed him from a reality television personality into a legitimate figure in the Misfits scene. That context makes this fight more than a comeback story. It's a real test against an active champion. For DeMoor, the narrative goes beyond technique and titles. A large section of his fan base actively roots against Tate, and many of those supporters see this fight as a chance for their champion to humble someone they strongly dislike. DeMoor is fully aware of that dynamic and has embraced it. To him, this bout isn't just business or boxing pride, it's also about delivering a result that satisfies a crowd eager to see Tate fail.
Pretty much Andrew Tate is, very hated online. I mean, are you gonna beat him up for the haters? Are you gonna do it for the people?
You know what it is? It's like, he's got to answer for everything he's done. I come from reality TV. I have a huge girl audience. A lot of people hate this man. And, if there's one thing about me is it's like I'm going to be the judge, the juror, and the executioner come December 20th. And he's going to have to answer for everything he's done. And I'm going to knock him out in front of the world.
While Tate prepared largely in Dubai, DeMoor was busy shaping his own storyline. He revealed that KSI personally reached out to him, encouraging him to take the fight seriously and handle Tate, especially given Tate's growing influence within Misfits. DeMoor viewed the call as both motivation and validation, quickly buying into the idea of standing up for a friend while defending his championship. He even shared plans to have KSI involved in his corner on fight night, believing that familiarity and trust could make a crucial difference under pressure. The bond between DeMoor and KSI has grown steadily, built through shared experiences across wins, losses, and personal growth. DeMoor believes KSI's presence would help him stay composed and make smarter decisions round by round. Strategically, DeMoor's advantages lie in his reach, size, and conditioning. Tools he'll need to impose if he wants to keep Tate from settling into a rhythm.
See KSI integrate into your camp at all to maybe give some words of wisdom or maybe even train you in the corner?
Yeah, that's another really great question. There's been conversations with me and KSI. I am going to formally ask him to come work in my corner. He will be in my corner versus Andrew Tate. It's not confirmed, so I don't want to say it's confirmed that he is, but I plan on reaching out to him in person and cordially inviting him to join my corner against Andrew Tate. I think, I'm going into this battle and I'm defending Misfits. I'm defending the reputation that we have, and I'm defending my heavyweight title. And I think, I'm doing this for KSI. This 100% should have been a KSI fight. And, the same way I stepped in for Hasim Rahman when he was fighting Alan Belcher, I'm stepping in for KSI because unfortunately he's a little bit damaged right now and he needs somebody that he can rely and he can trust. And, he's put that on me. And I would love to see him, be involved with my camp, be there in the corner and, be there in the ring when the announcer goes and still the heavyweight champion.
Tate, on the other hand, brings a different kind of confidence. His years of high-level striking and his calm, patient approach could allow him to dictate the early pace. Many observers think the fight will hinge on whether DeMoor can use his physical advantages consistently, or whether Tate can think his way through the rounds and disrupt his challenger's game plan. The mystery surrounding Tate's form remains one of the most compelling aspects of the matchup. A fighter returning after years away adds uncertainty that even intense training footage can't fully erase. At the same time, that uncertainty adds intrigue, making it impossible to predict exactly which version of Tate will show up once the bell rings.
What do you think about him being the CEO? You're fighting the CEO of the promotion that you're fighting for.
A 38-year-old man coming off his prison sentence, he comes up there and puts me down in the first, second round, then I would retire from fighting entirely. It's not for me. So I'm feeling very confident going into this. And I think if you remove the followers away from Andrew Tate and take him for what he is, 4-3 light heavyweight boxer, and I was just fighting a random guy, these guys on the internet, these guys on Twitter would be like, oh, you're fighting a 4-3 guy that fights at light heavyweight. You're going to dominate him, because he's got the cult following, because he's got this. People are trying to say he's more than what he is, but you have to take it for what it is, remove the followers, and then let's go fight. The followers aren't fighting for you in the ring.
As December approaches, the clash of narratives, loyalties, and fighting styles continues to intensify, setting the stage for a bout that has become impossible to ignore.